Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive JT. Today, we're going to be replacing the auxiliary battery in the Jeep Gladiator, that battery that gives everybody all kinds of problems. Not this Jeep Gladiator, but this one. All right, so what we're doing today, we're replacing the auxiliary battery in Randall's Jeep Gladiator. And while we're at it, going to go ahead and replace the bigger battery as well. You can see them both sitting here, and if you've never seen them before, this is what the auxiliary battery looks like that is buried somewhere down below there, right in that area. Now, I'm going to let Randall tell you why we're doing this at all.
Okay, I'm starting to have these weird messages pop up when I start the truck. AUX switches temporarily not available while charging. That goes off after a few seconds, but it's right in the center of the dash and that little info box. Generally, that's because of this battery. Can be this one, but it's generally this one. The truck is almost 3 years old. If I'm going to replace this one while I'm there, I'm going to replace this one. Just because I don't know which battery is actually acting up, and get them both, get it done. The difference in cost, this one is about, before taxes and fees and et cetera, is about 120. This one's about, I picked it up at Walmart, it's about 170. Trivia piece, came from O'Reilly's, has a 3-year warranty. O'Reilly's 3-year warranty was $80 more than this one was. It was $240, and it had a 3-year warranty. The Walmart battery has a 4-year warranty. They're both replacement warranties. Anyway, so if you're wondering why I went Walmart, that's why. It just has a better warranty. So the next thing is, I'm thinking jerk this battery first. That will, there's a module underneath this. You may can see my finger rubbing across it right over here. Mm-hmm. That module kind of monitors the charging. It needs to reset with new batteries. It takes about 15 minutes without having any power to it. Pull this battery, that will give it, it'll take us well over 15 minutes to get the other one out. That will let that completely reset, so when it starts, it'll be starting with new batteries. Both batteries have been charged. I went ahead and put them on, I've got an AGM charger at the house, I went ahead and put them on that. They're charged. And so there shouldn't be any issues as far as the battery being partially charged or whatever. Okay. So that's the plan.
All right, well, let's jump in. And real quick, I do want to mention, there's 2 ways to do the battery in the bottom. I didn't mention this before. You could pull the fuse panel up here, pull the whole thing out, it's underneath.
There's 2 or 3 bolts in here that you pull out, and then you lift the panel and lift the tray, and you're playing with the electrical system of this whole damn truck.
Right, and we weren't comfortable with that. So, as mentioned, we're gonna go in underneath through the inner fender. 10 millimeter socket, by the way, to remove the fasteners for the battery. Okay, Randall, got the battery out. It's sitting over here. Now, gonna jack it up a bit. We're gonna pull the tire just to give access underneath there. Okay, always plan for the unexpected. In taking the tire off, we actually broke the security lug. So, or socket, I should say. You can see it just kind of split. Whoever put these lugs on to begin with did them way too tight. There's no way this should happen, in my opinion, if they weren't over-torqued. Who knows? Now, plan B is to go ahead and leave the tire on. We have no choice because of this. And take the inner fender out, which we would have had to do anyway. So that's what Randall is doing next. Got the panel removed. And if you see that box where the light is focusing right there, that box is what that battery is sitting in. So you see there are probably 4 screws.
3. There's 2 on the front, 1 in the back.
Okay, those have to be removed. I'm assuming that'll drop the battery and all. And then you have to disconnect the wiring under there too, of course. So that's
when the battery drops down to where you can see it, you take, it has 2 posts on it. You disconnect the post, take it out. There's a couple of little screws that fit in these little threaded things that you take out of that battery, put in this battery, bolt it back up, put it back up.
Okay. All right, so next up, I guess, is to drop that tray. Drop the battery.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. That little thing's got a bunch of bugs on it too.
Got the battery out. I must say, it is a chore. The little holders, whatever you want to call them, connectors that go onto the battery, very difficult to get on. They're basically clamped over the terminals. So now it's a matter of getting the screws, I don't know what you call them, studs, out of the battery, because they have to go in here to connect up to the existing wiring in the truck. After seconds and seconds of deliberation, happened to try a 5/32 socket, and it does fit on the top of these terminals. They really look like they're a reverse Torx thread or head, if you will, but a 5/32 will pull those out. Okay, we got the battery in, the fender flare, yeah, pretty much back up, but it's trivia time with Randall. The battery was made in Germany, and he noticed that the label, of course, was put on after because the made in Germany is below it. So they just make these things in Germany, throw a bunch of different labels on them, and send them over here and sell them to us. Little tip for you if you're messing with a Jeep battery. It has a plastic, I don't know what you call it, retainer.
Shelf.
And it goes over the edge like you see right there, and then underneath the terminal itself. Something that had fallen down under the battery, beside the battery, when we took it off that we didn't realize until we had the battery out. But just a little tip for you. Another tip for you, battery related, of course. The little sleeve or coat or whatever you want to call it. Overcoat goes over the battery before you put the terminals back on. How do we know? You know how we know. We are done. Got the battery back in, as you saw. Got the auxiliary done down in the bottom. Everything went, honestly, smoother than I thought. It took us about 2 hours.
A little under 2 hours.
A little under 2 hours to do, and really it wasn't that bad. The hardest part, I think, is getting the terminals off of the auxiliary battery. Other than that, I'd say it wasn't too bad.
Other than that, it was great.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the ass, though.
It was. So anyway, that's how to replace, at least going in the fender well, the auxiliary battery in the Jeep Gladiator. In the end, what do you think?
Well, we just tried to start it. It started. All the lights lit up like they're supposed to, and I'm happy.
All right. Hey, if Randall's happy, I'm happy because it's his money. Anyway, leave a comment. Let us know if you've ever done this. Be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my new 2023 electric line Toyota Tacoma, and Mod Driven, all about the Honda Civic. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.